Well, good evening, laddies, lasses and lasses, welcome to the click. You smell absolutely astounding today, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. But wait, there is a smell today that significantly stands above the rest. Isn't that right, Jamie?
Hello. I hope significantly stands above in a good way.
Oh, definitely, definitely. It's like the aroma that just like, you know, like a bed of roses.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Of course. Welcome to the channel. How are you doing today? Are you excited for memes?
I'm very excited. I'm slightly scared. I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? Because, you know, I've heard a rumor that you are not as wholesome as OT.
Yeah, I read a comment the other day that said there was a hierarchy of traumatization. So when I collab with OT, they said that I traumatize OT. And when OT collabs with you, he traumatizes you in turn.
Oh, he does have his moments, although I think I have traumatized him a couple times. I have, like, got my own back.
It's very important to have like equality in traumatization. But who are you? Do you want to introduce yourself to the lovely squad fam at home?
Oh yeah, hi, I'm Jamie. I'm a trans YouTuber and I talk about trans stuff and break down transphobia and react to memes. Yay!
Oh, that is perfect. That's gonna belong just well on this channel. Oh, heck yeah. So I have collected some beautiful memes that will hopefully be a combination of laughter and trauma, the stuff that we all enjoy because we're raging masochists, and I do hope that you enjoy it.
Amazing. I can't wait. I'm very intrigued about what memes you've got, so yay. Should I say scared?
One thing I would like to discuss with you. You know, in recent times there's been a lot of debate about skeletons, right? It's like, oh my god, what if archaeologists in 1,000 years find your bones and they realize your bones are gay?
Yes.
So I have this post that very nicely depicts like how these people think the bones look.
This is the whole thing of like what TERFs think bones look like.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I love the bony boobs. Like,
yeah, boo bones.
Straight out there. Yeah. Oh, and the jaw.
Yeah, the alpha Chad jaw. Do you like it?
It's brilliant. I'm very envious. Where's mine?
But I do like the boob bones. You know, I have this theory that boob bones actually look like pufferfish, and they can like change in size depending on the day and that kind of stuff.
Oh, and if they're scared, you give them a fright and...
Exactly. And they have like needles coming through. It's like, ah!
Yeah.
At work, I watched an old man shoot his shot with an older lady after chatting her up about sissies and how he will not raise his grandson to be gay. She goes, "Aw, that's nice. Honey, come listen to this," and brings her wife over, and bro, I died.
Oh my god. I don't think his shot landed for some reason.
I don't think so either. Can you imagine how embarrassing that is? Like you try to talk someone up and using your charming homophobia to do so, and then it turns out the person you're chatting up is like literally gay.
I know, and people witness it. Who thinks? Who's like, ah yes, flirting, bigotry, that's the perfect method.
I mean, I have this hypotheses, but I don't think it extends to this. I was talking about it in a recent video, that imagine a dating app that matches you based on things you hate. But I don't imagine like bigotry encompasses it. It's more like, oh, I hate people that chew with their mouth open, or, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's actually like kind of non-harmful dislikes in your life. Homophobia? No.
It's like when people are like, oh, I agree to disagree. And it's like, well, that's what you say about like garlic, or, you know...
Not basic human rights.
Exactly.
Dressing like this is banned in Tennessee. And the king. I heard so much about this of like, wow, what is bro wearing?
So if we decided to go for a vacation in Tennessee, what would you suggest like us to wear?
In Tennessee?
Mm-hmm.
Not that. I don't know. I don't know enough about Tennessee.
No, me neither. It's like random buzzword. It's the same kind of thing when American people always meme about Ohio. It's like, oh, at least we don't live in Ohio. And I'm like, what?
What does that mean? Yeah.
I have no idea. It's just a random name for a place.
I have a very weird skill because I was obsessed with this game when I was a kid that was basically like dragging and dropping the states on a map. And so I almost know where every single state is.
Oh my god, really?
Yes. And it's like, it's literally just because when I was 10, I got obsessed with this game and then I can name most of them. It's like my party trick.
That is so cool. Do you still like picture the game itself when people ask you questions about the maps? Or do you know it like by heart? What comes up in your mind first?
Yeah, I can, it's the image of the game and dragging and dropping. So somebody's like, where is Montana? I'm like, oh, there we go.
That is amazing. I learned European geography the same way when I was a kid by playing Risk. So even to this day, sometimes I'm like, which one of these ones is Hungary? And I'm like, wait a second, if I think of the Risk map, yes, it's that one. Like, nailed it.
My grandma doing her best to gender me correctly is really nice.
Oh, silly boy. Whoops, silly they.
That's so sweet, though.
I know, right? It's like when a puppy is chasing its tail, you know? It's that kind of vibe of wholesomeness.
Yeah, it's like you can't be mad. She could have just said silly you. That makes more sense.
Oh my god,
but like,
yeah. Or just like,
you know,
like their name or something like
yeah, silly they. I love wholesome grandmas. I think they're the best. Tonight at the gym, a man who looked like Thor asked me out, and when I told him I was a lesbian, he goes, oh, chill, you know, my sister and I work out a lot together. She'll be here tomorrow, same time. Like, did Thor just wingman me? It's wholesome. I'm so glad that was wholesome.
The god of lesbians. That's like the best attitude ever. This is what I love with these kind of people, when it's like, oh, it's not like this isn't me being rejected. This is just another opportunity.
OMG, bisexual lighting? Our colors, lol.
No, James, that's the police. Now drive faster.
Oh, bi vibes, but we get arrested.
Bisexual crimes.
Why is it like, be bi, do crime?
Oh, that's even, it kind of rhymes. I love that. I have this gorgeous things, like flags are a thing, right? Like pride flags and all that kind of stuff. I find it a bit challenging because I'm slightly colorblind. So you often catch me doing like, oh, which flag is this? But here we have a beautiful collection of flags. And I definitely think they all belong in the pride.
Uh-huh. I've spotted one.
Raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take away, no matter what they tell you. What's your sexuality? I'm gay, I'm bi, I'm Scottish. You know, just blends in, just rolls off the tongue.
That's funny, because I'm trans, I'm bi, and I'm Scottish.
You're actually Scottish?
Yes, I just don't have the accent, because I was born in England.
Can you do like a Scottish accent?
Okay, Shava says I can, but I get so embarrassed.
Okay, try it. I can tell the editor to be like, if it's too embarrassing, feel free to cut it. It's not live. This is fine.
Raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take away, no matter what they tell you.
That's really good.
Oh yeah, let's hear your one. I want to hear your one.
Raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take away, no matter what they tell you.
Okay, there's definitely like a couple other things in that mix with Scottish.
I think it's like a mix between Scottish, Irish, and probably Swedish.
Yeah, it was a very like aggressive accent. I liked it, but I don't think Scottish people would be like, yeah.
They're not like, yeah, that's totally Scottish. Wow.
Yeah.
A homophobic mother. Me, a closeted queer. Ah, are you gay? Liking purple. Literally having a boyfriend. Oh. Well, it couldn't be that thing.
Isn't this the whole thing about like when parents are really like strict and in their kids' faces, the kid just gets good at hiding?
Yeah.
The mother is seeing the purple because it's the only thing that the queer child is comfortable letting her see.
Oh my god, that's true.
You can see that I like purple because I'm letting you see the purple. Which, I mean, like now they're gonna hide the purple, right?
Speaking of that, I saw like the ultimate hiding game that a couple of kids did with their parents. They were like teenagers, you know, whatever age. And they were both gay, but a brother and a sister, so they were gay in opposite directions. And then one of them had a boyfriend, obviously. The boy had a boyfriend and the girl had a girlfriend. But then for their parents, they just like switched it. So it's like, oh my god, this is my girlfriend, totally. And then they all had their partners in the house and the families were like, yeah, everyone is so straight. And but in reality, they were just like, during night, they just switched rooms.
I mean, I hate that it's necessary, but I love that as a solution. They just like, I love that. That's so clever.
I support gay marriage, but I wouldn't want it on TV because my kids would see it, and I don't want them to be gay or something.
Yeah, I totally understand. I hate it when black people are on TV because I don't want my kids to be black.
But black people don't have a choice.
Now you know how fucking stupid you sound. Oh my god. That is one of the best, like, comebacks. Because I heard this thing that's like when people ask something invasive or they say something like offensive or rude or bigoted, question why they've just done that. And it really puts them in like a tailspin. Put it in a different context, say what made you ask that question, and they're like, oh, I don't know, because my only thing is like hate.
Yeah, oh my god, one specific thing about that I've noticed so much is when people ask trans people specifically, like, oh, what's in your pants? And be like, okay, but would you ask anyone that, though? Like, if I had someone come up to me and be like, hey, what's in them pants? It's like, this sort of sexual harassment, fam. Like, I think you would be fired for this. Why do you think this is an okay question in this very specific context, but it wouldn't be okay anywhere else? Like, when it's recontextualized, you just realized how messed up it actually is.
Oh yeah, totally. Like whenever, so like I've had quite a few instances in real life where people have asked me quite invasive questions, and I'm just like, yeah, well, I wouldn't ask you that question, would I? And then they're like, oh, I guess not. And then like, it's not always coming from a bigoted place. Often it's it's a curiosity, and they're not realizing that like trans people are still humans and aren't just there to like answer any and all questions they have about something that they don't fully understand. And it's like, yeah, let's like put that on you, and how would you feel? And then most people back down after that.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. Do you feel the same way with the trans thing and YouTube creation, for example? Because that's something I've seen, that people sometimes ask invasive questions about the work. Like, how's the crossover between those?
Yeah, like I prefer invasive questions about my work because it just feels like less uncomfortable. But I do feel like there's very much, if somebody found out that you're like an accountant, they don't then instantly go, oh, how do you make money and how much do you make? But when people find out that you're a creator, it's a big question is like, oh, so like, how do you actually make your money? And then like, do you make a lot of money? Do you not make much money? How much money do you make? And it's all about like, give me your accountant's details for the last year and give me all your books, you know, I want to see it. So it's that invasion of like crossing over between what you need to know and then just what's satisfying your own nosiness. What about you?
Oh yeah, no, I get that question all the time in like every single context. It's fascinating, everything. It's like friends, old study colleagues, old colleagues from other places, relatives. It's like everything. I think part of the reason, I don't think it comes from a place of malice or anything, so I take it in a bit of stride, but I think it's kind of like how you framed it, that it's curiosity that is just expressed poorly, and they don't consider in the heat of the moment that, would I really be comfortable getting this question in reverse? And the answer to that is usually no.
No, I absolutely agree.
My mom asked me if I was a lesbian, and I was like, no way, I love big fat in my mouth, and she still got upset.
Oh my god.
I mean, I think this is actually pretty good. This is like a shock and awe strategy, but for like parents. So if you're a bit worried, like, okay, maybe they won't accept me coming out like this, just be hyper outrageous about something else. And then the shock value would just be like...
They'll be too scared to ask you a question ever again. I couldn't imagine saying that to my mother, though. But like... I wouldn't have a necessity to, because, yeah, but...
It reminds me of that trick that someone said once when they're like, if you want to borrow $100 from a friend, ask them something outrageous first. It's like, hey bro, can I borrow $10,000? And they're like, what? What do you need $10,000 for? What, are you insane? And you're like, oh, I was okay, what about $100? And you're like, yeah, sure, that's fine.
I learned about this during my degree. It's like, there's different strategies. There's like foot in the door, which is where you do the opposite, and you kind of ease people into a concept of something. So like, it's when like somebody from a charity would knock on your door and be like, hey, would you like to sign up to the newsletter? Or maybe you'd also like to consider giving a donation because they've already got you to sign up to the newsletter. And then there's another one that's like the concept of them just like flinging the door open into your face and then paring it back to get what they want. There is a name for it, but I can't remember right now. I was hoping to sound really clever, but yeah.
Yeah, isn't that, like the first example, isn't that exactly what mobile games do too? For example, you start playing and you get an offer like 10,000 times the value, get these super items for 50 cents. But then they've already kind of mentally crossed the line of like, now it's okay to spend money. So now when stuff keeps popping up, then you've already like, okay, I've already started spending, you've already crossed the line.
And you're like, oh, it was free to play it. I don't have to spend money and I enjoy playing it, and they've kind of got me hooked on this game. Oh, and now it's hard to progress unless I start paying a little bit of money, and then it can spiral.
Yeah, definitely. I realized that back in the day when I had some mobile game, and I realized, damn, I've now spent more money on this than I would on a AAA title. Maybe I should stop. Like, it wasn't any insane amount, it was like, you know, $100, $150 or something, but still, that's a lot compared to, you know, just buying a game.
Especially when you think, oh, this is a free mobile game, and it's like a drip of the money, and then you're suddenly, oh dear. What happened?
Oh, it is a dangerous thing. What did you get the degree in? Psychology?
Yeah. So I did an undergraduate in psychology and then I did a PhD as well.
Oh, and damn.
I forgot so much of the theory. It's terrible.
Did you ever consider switching your name because of the PhD? So people can just change your name to Phil, and people ask like, "Oh, do you spell Phil with a PH or an F?" And you're like, "No, it's Phil with a PhD." Did you consider that? It's a line that will probably only ever occur once in your life, but man, is it worth it.
Do you know, I've changed my name once. Maybe I could do it again.
Whoa, hold it right there. He wasn't lost, we kicked him out.
I know, and I found her.
Oh.
That's really sweet, right? And like instead of a black sheep, it has like the trans flag collars.
Yeah. Oh, I've never seen a sheep like that.
I would love to have a sheep like that. That would be so cute.
Little trans sheep.
Oh my god, it would be
that's
amazing.
So sweet.
I love a game called Ark Survival Evolved, and sometimes when you breed and evolve things, they sometimes get cool color patterns. I hope they add this into the game. That'd be so cool. Can you imagine like a rainbow T-Rex?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yes. Please. That's so cool.
Good luck. 3 hours later.
Your gawk removal was a success.
Where's Leo?
Oh, who do you think took your gawk?
I gotta tell you, this is pretty terrific.
The concept of this is so cute. Like, imagine if people could just swap.
That'd be so cool. I've often thought about that. Like, would you try it if you could switch bodies with anyone for like a day or any time from your time? Like, would you do it, and who would it be?
Yeah, like imagine being Dwayne The Rock Johnson for a day. I would just lift everything up. I'd move all the furniture in my house exactly where I want it.
I need to repark the car. What, get into the car?
We did it, boys. It is now gay to be straight.
Face-sitting, cowgirl, or any other position with the woman on top are fundamentally acts of homosexuality. The male, being in a sexually submissive position, is engaging in a homosexual activity, and conversely, the woman being in a dominant position is engaging in lesbianics.
Lesbianics?
Is that a word?
Is it gay to have sex with a woman if you're a man? Wow. Conversely, does that not mean that being the dominant one in like sex between two men, you're actually being straight?
Oh my god.
So sexuality is based on position, not who you're having sex with. I never knew that.
We actually got to the conclusion that it's gay to be straight, but it's also straight to be gay. Could write like a dissertation regarding this. This is amazing. I also find it so funny that someone is insecure enough. Can you imagine you go home with someone and they're like, you know, I want to try this.
No, that would make me gay. I could do this.
But you're literally with the...
Strictly missionary.
Exactly.
This is the only straight position.
Oh, it must be really boring. So from Dad, better get a lawyer. 66-year-old Nebraska woman sues all gay people. All gay people? For what? Why? What?
Oh, how many lawyers do you have, lady?
And then like all the gay people in Nebraska or America or the world? Like, you can't say that she's not ambitious.
Yeah, she's very ambitious. Yeah, that's roughly where the compliments stop.
Yeah, oh, that is absolutely where the compliments stop.
Oh, I have a beautiful meme. This would be fun on Twitter for a little bit of trolling. Since they are already mad, I have an idea.
Yes. Yes.
Wouldn't this be funny?
I hope one day they do cast Elliot in some kind of like very traditional role that would make people just...
It's always so entertaining. Like, take the Barbie movie, for example. Like, I watched the movie, I found it entertaining, but it could never compare to the raw amount of entertainment from like Twitter people being so genuinely upset about this little pink movie. That was amazing. It like kept going for months. It was like a media that just kept giving.
And it just made people watch it more and buy it more, right? Like Ben Shapiro alone, his reactions and responses to it were hilarious. He like even photographed himself like paying to go and see it. And it's like...
Isn't he sponsored at this point? Like...
They paid him to do this, right?
Didn't he also burn a Barbie doll? I have some recollection of that.
He burned a Barbie doll?
Yeah. Or maybe it wasn't him. It was someone burned a Barbie doll on social media.
Definitely sounds like something somebody would do.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man and also an alpha. Oh, this movie about toys upset me. I'm gonna destroy one. They'll prove to the world that I'm an alpha.
Oh, it's like when they all they shot cans of Bud Light and like steamrolled over it and stuff like that, but they bought it first.
Oh.
I don't think Bud Light cares what you do with the beer once you have it home. You still paid them.
Can you imagine making that like a protest trend? Pour out your Bud Lights, buy them and pour them out. It's like, company's doing great, man. They're doing it amazing.
You're just pouring it in a different hole, right?
Yeah, it's perfect. This one is more of a reality check comic. Mom, Dad, I am gay. Don't worry, we support you. Ah, thanks. Stop grooming my child!
I have seen this one, yeah. This feels a bit like the sheep one.
It's very similar, yeah, it's very similar. Do you play D&D, by the way?
I've dabbled.
You've dabbled. Okay, let's see if you get this one. This one is pretty funny, and it's like a bit of a D&D reference. It's the bra of holding. Stealth increased by 15%. It feels like you have no bra. Bra of holding. Highly efficient binder, fits all sizes. Your bobs are safe in the void.
Oh,
yeah, so like
that would be if that was actually real, the person who invented it would be very rich.
I know, right? It's beautiful. And for anyone watching who's not like hip on D&D and stuff, it's too nerdy, whatever. It's that bags of holding in D&D actually work like a little almost teleporter kind of, and the items in it end up in like a parallel dimension essentially. So this would be a holding bag that just like teleports certain parts of your body into the void essentially, so you don't have to deal with the carrying them yourself, kind of.
They could also make pants of holding for trans women.
Oh my god! Oh, this is beautiful.
You could have both.
Oh my god! If I was a bit more like fluent in, you know, magic in real life, I would totally make this a clothing line.
Well, read up on your magic then.
Oh, one thing I just remembered. Have you ever played Absurd Trolley Problems?
No.
It's like, you know the trolley problem, where there's like, oh, there's 5 people on the track, and the trolley is heading towards the 5 people.
Yes, I've heard of this.
So here, this is an expansion on the trolley problem, though, basically. Fascists have taken control of the trolley and are trying to commit genocide, starting with the LGBT+ community. You can flip the lever, sending the trolley into a meat grinder, but that would require coming to terms with our new reality. On the other hand, you could just ignore it so you don't have to feel bad. There's a little bit of an expansion on the concept.
Just destroy the trolley. Like, yeah, I've seen like really right-wing people create this and be like, would you kill these babies to save the LGBT community? And it's like, why are you asking this question? Like,
why is it relevant? This is so odd. You know, I don't think I've ever felt like a woman.
Wait, you too? I thought it was just me.
Several years later. This feels so much better.
Agreed.
I love it when the like Wojak memes are used for wholesome purposes.
Yeah. Oh, I'm happy they found each other and they could transition to get. That's cute. Because there's another meme, like very transy meme. This kind of thing of like, so how often does everybody else think about being a different gender? And the therapist is like, never really. Like 0 would be the normal amount of times per day. And then the person is just like, oh.
I've seen that meme in so many contexts. The one that came to mind is just the depressing one, where it's like the therapist just asked, okay, how many like horrifying crises of existentialism do you have per day? And it's like, just the normal amount. The normal amount is 0. Oh. Oh.
Maybe not the normal amount. Okay. It's like reassessing your whole life.
Indeed. But that is like a really good point though, when you talk about mental health, because I've had friends and stuff who've gone through the same thing when they have a problem with something and they just kind of learn to deal with it, and they just assume that, oh no, feeling this anxious all the time, that's just how it is to be a human. And they learn to deal with it instead of being like, wait a second, maybe this isn't the norm. And it can take a long time to like realize it. So if you feel a certain way, talk to someone. It can really help. It can uncover some stuff and make life much easier in the long run.
Sounds like a sweet little PSA. I love that.
I know, right? It's beautiful.
You are actually wholesome in your own way. It's there somewhere. Hey, are you male or female?
Yes.
Okay, but which do you prefer?
Cats.
No, I mean, what's in your pants?
A gun! Well, that's so true, though. Like, you wouldn't ask anyone else this. Like, it's such a weirdly specific question that has been directed to a certain group of people.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if I went up to someone at a pub and be like, hey there, what's in them pantaloons? He'd be like, you get tackled, and rightfully so. Like, damn.
No, for sure. I have heard like the best response is just to say the most ridiculous thing. Whatever comes to mind. A clown car, a bouncy castle, a gun.
Have you ever gotten this question and tried to turn it around and be like, you go first or something like that? Or like, what's in your pants? Or like try to one-up the curse or something, I guess?
Never in real life. Like, because when like sometimes online, but not so much recently. Because like when I used to get asked it in person, it was actually the first question somebody asked me when I came out to them once. And I was like very newly out, and I was like, I don't know what to say.
Oh no.
But I wish, like, me now, if somebody asked me, I probably would want to have a witty comeback. I try my best.
Oh, that is fun, but that must be hard, especially in the beginning. I like to think that you get used to it after a while, so it also matters less probably. But when you get the first couple interactions, that's like 100% of the interactions you've had so far. That must be a bit overwhelming in the beginning.
Yeah, and I think because like you've just like opened up about something that you're still potentially coming to terms with, it was very early for you to have this kind of, it's great that it's not like an initial negative response and like transphobia, but for the first thing that you get back to be this really awkward question and you'd be like, oh, I don't know what to say. That's not really what I was expecting your response to be. It can really throw you, and especially when like you're at peak dysphoria, right at the beginning of a transition, and it's like, I don't really want to be asked about something that causes me so much discomfort, and I definitely do not want to be sharing it with anybody else. It's a very odd moment. Like, as somebody once was like, oh, so when are you getting a dick? And I was like, what kind of question is that?
Out of all the questions you could have asked me, what the... Bro. Bro.
I was like, it's like, are you waiting for me to get one for some kind of reason? I don't know. It was, yeah, I didn't really talk to them much after that, but that was fun.
No, I can imagine. That's like, I don't know, it's such a weird thing where people just forget common sense sometimes, I suppose. It's like, imagine if someone's loved one had just passed away and be like, oh, so how do you feel about that very specific recent event? Like, whoa, like, no, not the way.
Not the time, yeah.
You know, so I had this hypothesis recently. Are there such a thing as alpha femboys? You know, it's a very important scientific study. So I, of course, took to Twitter, as I do, and I posted this meme and asked the community, are alpha femboys a thing? And someone replied very geniusly and said, yes, it's called Jojo's Bizarre Adventures. And I think my mind was a bit blown.
What's Jojo's Bizarre Adventures?
Have you not seen Jojo? Oh.
No, I'm ruining so many of your memes, I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Oh, but this is beautiful. Now I have an excuse to rant about Jojo. So it's absolutely beautiful. I can highly recommend watching it. It's very sassy. So imagine every character is like a burly man that weighs probably around 400 pounds, but it's also really sassy. You know, they all have like, you know, makeup and sassy hairs and outfits with like crop tops and stuff, but they're also like really masculine. They're always like, you know, yeah, I'm the best warrior. But then they're like super sassy and crop tops and everything. It's beautiful.
Okay, I can see why you got that response.
Let me see if I can like find the image. Hold on. Here is like one of the main villains, for example.
Ah. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how one would put an outfit on like that.
Here, for example, we have some options for creating a character. So we have male, female, or hardcore. Finally, some sick of casual genders.
If you're not a boy or a girl, you're hardcore. Oh yeah. You know non-binary? Those non-binary people, they are so hardcore.
I know, right? It's beautiful. I think my favorite variant of this I've ever seen is like male, female, Canadian, or Satan spawn.
Oh my god. I have seen quite a few. I can't remember any off the top of my head. But like the whole like, yes, the three genders.
Ah yes, male, female, and Swedish. Beautiful.
And like we've got bi vibes in the background colors.
I want you to read this one and see if you get it.
If my son comes out as trans, I no longer have a son. Oh, that's rude. Why are you booing me? I'm right. Oh, I know what this is. This is the whole like they got you in the first half. It's because they now have a daughter. Oh
exactly.
Yeah.
Woo.
Uh-huh. Oh, beautiful. Or maybe a non-binary child, but they certainly don't have a son. Yes.
Oh, no, thank you.
What?
It's still a no, pervert.
Again, what?
Oh, I'm just saying that I don't want to have sex with you.
Okay.
Stop trying to pressure me into having sex with you. No means no. I do not consent.
What the? Seriously, this is what it feels like sometimes when people are like, oh, do you know, I'm super straight, which means I do not want to date trans people, so stop trying. And then all trans people are just like, good for you, we wouldn't date you anyway. Like, it's just clearly if you do not want to date a trans person, they will not want to date you. And just, there is no need to say it unnecessarily.
No, it feels like they're sometimes living in their own mind. I'm always like, but did a trans person ever even ask you to date them? I seriously doubt that.
Maybe that's what the problem is.
Oh, like they're just like jealous and sassy. Like they want them to
They were never
ask.
given the opportunity.
Just so they can say no and show them that,
Yeah.
but no one ever asked.
How dare, we're so rude, the trans community. How dare we not ask the transphobes if they want to date us?
Exactly, so we can turn it down and say they're pervs for asking them to date us. The logic has like multiple leaps and they're all fascinating.
Oh yeah, like it's the same with like any kind of tough, gender critical, transphobic person. You see them creating these scenarios in their heads. I read this scenario the other day that was like, oh, imagine if a trans woman got bitten by a venomous snake, but the anti-venom was gendered. And so you had to take one that matched your well, not they didn't say birthday, but that matched your biological sex. And if the trans woman took the one for females, they would die. So are they going to take the one for males? And it's like, that's just that. Where did that come from? So those are the kind of narratives they're creating to go out of their way to be transphobic and be like, got your trans person. You either have to admit you're a biological male or say you want to die. And no.
It kind of like the same thing with the skeletons. Like, oh, but don't you realize in 1,000 years they'll think your skeleton is gay? But that's not even an accurate science either, bro. This one is a little bit sassy.
Hi. Nothing. Right.
Someone explain. Yeah, so,
Oh. I think I get it.
It's one of those ones that take a second, isn't it?
Is this a little bit dirty?
It is a bit dirty, yes, indeed. Like you get your hands dirty, you get your fingers dirty if you want to specify it.
Yeah. Initially, I was like, oh god, this is another one I'm going to have to admit to not understanding.
Is this another JoJo reference?
Yeah.
That's a really good excuse, though. I should do that in videos more often when I don't get something. I should just come up with like the same stupid excuse every time. Ah, this is one of them Simpson references, isn't it? Okay, next meme. Like, no, it's not. Just outrage farm the comments. This one I think is pretty beautiful. How can you know you're asexual if you haven't tried sex? How do you know you won't like hugging a cactus if you haven't tried it? Go on, hug a cactus. Maybe you like it. Go hug a cactus.
It's so awful.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, when it comes to this kind of stuff, and especially enjoying intimacy with people, usually you don't have to, like, push it. It's kind of like, if you want to, it like, that's what you gravitate towards. It's like when your body tells...
it happens.
Exactly. It's like when your body tells you, like, oh, I'm hungry. Food looks really succulent right now. You know, that's a pretty good comparison. Imagine if you did this with food. It's like, oh, how do you know you're not hungry? Have you tried cramming this food down your throat? Go on. You don't know if you're hungry unless you've started eating. Huh?
It's like, I reckon those people didn't need to have sex to know that they were interested in doing so.
You know, and usually there's a bit of lead up and stuff that might give you a hint if you really enjoy it or not.
Yes, and if you want to pursue.
Exactly, if you want to proceed.
I think it would be great though if everyone hugged a cactus. Sorry, I'm just stuck on the cactus hugging. Go do it. If you ask questions like that, then the punishment is to hug a cactus.
I don't know, man. Cactus are kind of cute. I kind of want to give it a little. This one I really like. No sex. Conservative Christians. Yay. No sex, but ace. Conservative Christians.
No, you can only do it on our terms.
Exactly. The result is exactly the same. Nothing else changes. But, your reasoning for it has to be right.
Oh god, does this person have alpha male in their Twitter handle?
Yes.
Nick Adams, alpha male, oh yeah. It starts with Fortnite and boneless wings. It ends with gender pronouns and communism.
Ah, so true, King. Beware of the pipeline. Regular guy, Fortnite, boneless wings.
Gender pronouns. Communism.
Okay, can I just ask what's up with boneless wings?
I have no idea. Maybe because it's manly to eat wings with bones. Like you're supposed to crunch the whole thing down if you're like a real man.
Oh, real men eat the bones.
I guess that's the implication, but I would also think it's more like gay to put bone in your mouth, like the implication.
Eat the bone, yeah, delicious.
Oh, you like that big hard thing that...
Oh, whoa, okay there, alpha male, calm down, man.
And Fortnite. But I see, like, I view Fortnite as such like a cis-het thing to do. I don't know why. That's what all, like, the straight boys I know play. They're like, yeah, Fortnite.
Yeah, it's all like the 14-year-old boys.
Yeah.
I can see this in an article in a couple of weeks.
Did you know your child's games turned them gay?
One thing that always strikes me as super fascinating about that logic as well, when they're always like, oh my god, can't have gay people in movies because everyone will turn gay. But with that logic, why is it a concern? Like, can't you just turn them back to straight by just showing them, like, I don't know, like WAP or something? Wouldn't that just, you know, oh no, Timmy, he turned gay from watching The Last of Us Episode 3. Okay, sit him down and watch WAP on repeat, alright? Now he's straight again. Or maybe he turns bi. Maybe that's the thing.
Yeah, no, they can't have that. I love how in your theory, though, like, WAP is the ultimate, like, straight maker. Like, forget conversion therapy, just make them watch WAP.
Yeah,
like...
yeah, you sit with, like, toothpicks in your eyes like this and just watch a music video on repeat. Like, oh, God, I feel so straight.
My thing with that argument has always been, like, when I was growing up, everything I saw was like cis and straight. Like, straight was explicit, being cis was like, it wasn't even something that was said. It was just expected that, like, if you have this body, you're a girl. If you have this one, you're a boy. And there is no variation. So, like, surely I would have grown up to be cis and straight if social influence were a thing. That's what I don't get. There would be like a complete choice in being whatever you want to be depending on what kind of stuff you watch.
Oh my god, that's actually true, yeah. So indirectly you could actually choose who you are and what you want to be attracted to by just watching it. It's like, you know what, I'm kind of sick of dating this gender. I want to date this gender. Let me just watch this music video a couple of times. Alright, that did it. Grinder, here I come.
Yeah. It's exposure therapy for identity.
Yeah, oh my god, that's wild. Okay, here's a beautiful one.
Also, there's gay homosexual chatter. Yummy.
It's like one of those stock sounds, you know, when you have like an audience mumbling in the background, so you just search for like gay homosexual chatter, stock audio.
But it's like extra gay, because it's not just gay chatter or homosexual chatter, it's gay homosexual chatter.
Yeah, it's like squared, it's like a bit more.
Super gay. Alright guys, I gotta go take a shit.
Take a sh**? You mean you want to enter the sacred pith room? My sacred pith room where I pith? You want to enter it with your cock?
That's not.
You want to put your 12-inch delicious, beautiful curious in my pith room?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Show me your pith!
Is it just a fetish though? Are they just obsessed?
Honestly, maybe it is. Maybe they just see it as an excuse to like, wait a second, I can take off people's pants now and do it as a just cause.
Do you know, and I see so many things of like, not worried about trans people in the same bathroom as me. I'm worried about the people who are so interested in who is using the bathroom and are like obsessed over scrutinizing others in a public bathroom. They're the people we need to be concerned over.
I remember reading something ridiculous a while ago, or something along the lines of, oh, we need to have inspectors in school to make sure the kids don't use the wrong bathroom. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean, inspector? What are you talking about now? No.
Were they volunteering? Because that would be incredibly dodgy.
Oh, I don't remember the exact context. Might have been an Onion article. I really hope so. Or maybe it was a nightmare.
Oh, but also like toilets in schools. I don't know about where you are, but like in the UK, it's like they're neutral until, I think it was until like 8 or 9.
Same here. I don't think we had gendered changing rooms for gym class, but I don't think any of the bathrooms were gendered. It was like the same thing when I went to uni as well. The only gendered bathroom we had was one that was specifically a male one because it had a urinal, but everything else was just neutral. And usually you wouldn't use it anyway, even if you wanted to, because it was the most gross bathroom, so you would go to the other ones anyway, you know, obviously. But yeah, I've never had that issue. Like, it feels a bit alien. The only places here that really have gendered bathrooms that come to mind are like McDonald's.
Okay, that's really interesting. And like, do transphobes therefore not use the toilet on an airplane?
I guess. Just open the emergency door and pee out.
Right, okay, that explains it.
Oh, check this out. My cat is gay.
Oh,
Look how chunky he is.
I know, I was gonna say that's a little chunky cat.
He's such a good boy, though. Look at that. I love that kitty. You've seen those flags, right? Where there's like a flag floating down, and it's usually like a pride flag floating down, and there's like the family holding up the umbrella, so the flag goes around it, like you protect your kids from the gay agenda.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Here's like a different version of that.
I need that umbrella.
Protect your kid from the British.
But it's so sad. Honestly, the UK is so horrendous for trans people right now. It's awful. It's been labelled one of the worst places to live if you're trans.
Really? What have they done, like, recently? Because I see most of the stuff from the US when I'm online and stuff, but I don't hear as much from the UK.
So I think it was specifically like within European countries, it's one of the worst. And I think it's mostly to do with social attitudes and like there's attempts to change laws. But like at the minute, trans people are still protected. We still have protection in some degree, but there's been challenges to it. And it's seen as quite a hostile place socially.
Yeah, so you start seeing the first like willingness to change, but so far, it's still kind of holding ground, but it's concerning.
Yeah, that's basically where we're at.
That's never fun, because you see where it leads to. It's like, oh yeah, that looks great on the horizon. Ooh, fun. Oh, this is a good one. I love myself statistic memes. All the trans women I know are so strong and resilient. And then there's the survival bias meme. Do you know that one?
No, I don't.
So the survival bias was essentially a tactic I believed they started investigating during World War II. So they wanted to figure out where to reinforce the planes. So they studied, okay, the planes returning from war, where do they have bullet holes? Because that's where we should be reinforcing. But of course the twist is that the planes that come back with bullet holes in the place where they registered are the ones that survived. So if you start looking at this plane, you can see that, oh, so the ones that got bullet holes in the engines, the cockpits, or the tail where it came off, those are the ones that actually crashed. So that's the survival bias. So if, for example, you investigate planes coming back from war, it's like, yeah, the ones that come back are going to have bullet holes at the edge of the wings. Doesn't mean that that's where you should reinforce. You should reinforce where there are no bullet holes, hence the survival bias.
Oh my god.
So they applied the meme, all trans women are so strong and resilient, and be like, yeah, it's because the strong and resilient ones are the ones who made it.
That's deep for a Tuesday afternoon.
The statistics are fun, and a bit dark sometimes. You know how we talked about how shorts have like this very drastic difference to vibes of comments?
Yes.
Can you stop being transphobic for 5 minutes?
Oh, I need Shrek to come and shout at the people in my shorts comments, honestly.
Oh, I know, it's so bad. It's so bad. I don't see that on like any other content I make. Like, sure, there'll be one comment in 1,000 that is like, you suck. But in shorts, it's just like a wave of poo-poo. It's wild, and it always strikes me, it's always grammatically abhorrent and stuff. It always strikes me as a bunch of like 12-year-olds that come in and be like, hiya bro, trans people aren't good. I heard this on Twitter from an alpha male. Oh, Timmy, no.
I do wonder if that's what it is, if it's just a younger audience.
It's probably a bit of both, but I hope a lot of them grow up. And, I mean, it's easier for the young people to get swept along in trends, especially if it's cool.
Hey girl, I have a big dick.
Same.
Nice.
I love this one. I want to know how it carried on.
I think the original is like an edited meme, so the original goes like, hey girl, you like boys with big dicks? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, damn. Okay, here, this is a beautiful one.
Being gay is a choice. Become gay then. What if it's a choice? Why don't you just try it? You don't have to act on it. You just have to like choose to be gay for just one day. And then I'll believe your theory that gay people can choose to be straight.
Exactly. Yeah, it would be so easy to prove, isn't it? There is this like semi-conspiracy that all the people saying that being gay is a choice are actually bi, but like kind of forced into the closet by very toxic societal standards. Like the logic is a double-edged sword, of course, because it kind of blames the LGBTQ back at it. So it's like, oh my god, this is only a problem because the LGBTQ can't figure themselves out. But that's of course not the point. The point is that you have an overarching system that forces people to be in the closet and come up with these wild excuses for why it would be this way. So then you have the people that are actually attracted to multiple genders, so to say, and then it becomes this whole question like, oh my god, it was a choice for me. Obviously it's a choice for everyone, but really...
Oh, I see, because they're like, oh, well, I chose not to act on these feelings I had, and look, I could still be in a straight relationship, so clearly you can choose not to be gay because that's what I did. Exactly. I can see how that would be the logic for some people, not realizing that it's not just gay or straight.
Yeah, exactly. So here's just a cutesy little thing. We all like Pokemon, and I think this matches just beautifully, right?
Yeah, they gave them flags.
I would love these as stickers or something. That would be amazing.
That would be... I wonder if there's some kind of, like, copyright thing, but, you know, people should just do it.
I know, right? They should just do it. We need more stuff like this. Here's a beautiful one. Do you want to read this one? I want to see if you, like, catch the thing.
I need to confess I have actually read this one, but I can read it. The word woman means adult human female, like hen means adult human chicken. You may want to mangle language to the point of meaninglessness. The rest of us aren't playing. Oh yes, there's wonderful, wonderful birds that are adult human chickens.
I love biology.
I also love that on Twitter you can basically use the quote tweets as a dislike button in these certain cases. You know, when something has 94 likes and 735 quote tweets? You know that it got a little bit ratioed.
This, I want to frame this and have it on the wall.
You know how boomers like to tell us that, you know, men were so much more masculine back in the day and it was all manly,
and like you were working in the woods and doing manly things and being with other naked men and, you know, all that kind of...
Chopping wood, drinking beer, yes, wrestling bears, all of that stuff.
Exactly, yes. So here is a meme relating to those people.
Boomers. Back in my day, men dressed like men and listened to manly music.
Their music. Woo!
I mean, we have to admit the 80s were very flamboyant.
Oh, they were very sassy. I love the 80s vibes.
A great, great decade for music, but was it very straight? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so, no. So that was actually the last meme I had in store today.
Oh, what a lovely one to end on.
What did you think of this lovely collection of questionable content?
Apart from the ones I didn't understand, I loved them all, and I learned a lot, and it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be.
Yeah, that's good. So now I've like lived up to the expectation of being like a bit more wholesome. So next time you come on, it's gonna be really bad.
Yes. I want it. Like, bring me your worst. I want to see you at your least wholesome.
Oh, okay. I have some ideas in mind. We can probably make this work. This is going to be beautiful. So super nice to have you here. Is there anything you would like to say to the lovely squad fam at home?
Thanks for having me.
Aw, that's so sweet. And we're also going to have another video up on Jamie's channel. So go to the link in the description and check that out if you want to see more of this beautiful chaos.
Should be fun.
Absolutely amazing. So go check out that video, go sub to Jamie, and also keep a lookout for Jamie's beautiful book. I'm gonna read it as well in the near future. Oh my god, I think it orders to Sweden. I'm so excited. I will see all of you in the very near future, you beautiful beans. Take care. Mwah.
You have such a smooth outro.